gets berated on the podcast we've created to commemorate action flicks, big horror, no tricks. John Travolta, Chuck Norris, insane clown posse, no fuss, no mercy, we discuss. Everything gets berated, no one is underrated. From the screen to the stage, except a new cage. No mercy, we engage.
Welcome to Everything Gets Paraded in this very special free episode of the podcast.
My mic sounds good. Hello?
I'm Anferny.
And I am Brian with a B. I think I'm just going to go Brian. Is it W/A B?
Yeah.
That'd be like mess up. That's like on my name tag. And it's like Brian with a B. I'm like, no, it's Brian B. Like, so you do scratching sounds in your name now. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. So today we are talking about a sci-fi movie. This is Alien Planet, directed by Alan Maxson, starring Alexandra Bokova as Locke, Hunter C. Smith as Brocheat, Naiia Lajoie as Gyri, Eric Prochnau as the Dweller, and Daniel Edward Masterson as Cac, and also Alan Maxson does the voice of Gyri.
Voice of Gyri.
Yeah, so there's a puppet and a voice. Yeah. So
it's funny.
It sounds like my brain broke, but like this will all make sense later. It's sci-fi. It's supposed to be weird.
Maybe. I think it's funny when they have like celebrities that are, I can't remember, it was Snoop Dogg. He was the voice of like some cat or some dog or something. And you're like,
for PetSmart, yeah.
No, it was like in a movie where like
in a movie,
it was just sounds. And you're just like, so you paid Snoop Dogg to be like, and you're like, what the hell? Like, you know?
Yeah.
Like he was the voice in what the hell is that called? Fast? No, Turbo. Fast? What the shit?
Turbo, the one about the snail, right?
Yeah. And so he had lines in that one. But then there's other ones like, you know, I can't remember what movie it is. But yeah, it was a movie.
So much pot. He's like, you're going to pay me $500,000 to make dog noises?
He forgot that he agreed to it.
It's like, okay.
Yeah. Now it was pretty, yeah. Because like you look up, you know, we have kids, you know, so we like to watch movies and what do you call it? When there's cartoons, we try to think of who that person is. And so we'll look up the cast and then all of a sudden it's like the mute person was Snoop Dogg. And you're like, how? You know?
Yeah, it seems like a bit of a waste.
Right? Seems like you could have gone with anybody for a mute.
Yeah, I mean, you would think you would give somebody who has a name more lines, or you know, maybe cause them to live if you know you have characters that die, right? Yeah,
but anyways,
I mean that's my thinking. Maybe that's sequel thinking. But okay, so this is the story of the alien. What is this? The kind of the fight between two alien races, the Kameen and the Lokine, over the vial of, I forget the name of it now. The vial of the Rokai.
It was the Water Boy's water vial.
Yeah,
that he got from the Himalayas that they blessed, and it was always cold.
Yeah, it's this vial that can bring more water to the planet, because they either have to drink water or they drink Zod, which is this brown water.
Yeah, like what dirt the hell was Zod?
But it tastes terrible.
She was pissing me off, man. Even when I saw them drinking, I was like, God damn it. You know? But we'll talk about that when we get into the movie, after the gist of it.
But yeah, so basically this story will heavily center around Locke and Brocheat.
Bro stuff.
And Aaron Cack.
I mean,
kinda.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
If Chuck Norris was here with his thumbs, I don't think he'd give it to you, though. But I will. What? So, anyways, it starts out like I have a question about it. You know, like, did it look like it started out like it was going to be a TV show? Like, if they had a series on this, I'd watch the series.
It's pretty awesome. It kind of reminded me, like, you remember, like, the original Star Trek, you know, how, or in, like, the original Star Treks, I'll say that. Like, before they, you know, made this whole universe thing. Like, Gene Roddenberry kind of set the precedent for, you know, telling a sci-fi story, but making it about social issues that you can relate to as, you know, a person, as, you know, as opposed to watching an alien thing. And this does feel like that a little bit.
Yeah, like it looked like it was, thank God it wasn't, but it looked like it was going to start out and be like The President's Man, you know, where I was like, God damn it, this is going to be, you know, and like, I'm very thankful that it wasn't, you know. It started out, and I thought it was going to be like that, where it's like, dude, this is just going to be like a, you know, it looked like it was going to be a TV show, but it, after the opening of it, like, I don't know what it was. It just, it felt like it was going to be a TV show.
Well, yeah,
you know,
you get that like clip packagey kind of opening where we're given this quick
the montage of all the people being murdered
of all
and
the
everything like
murdered.
that.
And we get this like this short the voiceover basically catching us up in this war between the Kameen and the Lokine peoples over water.
Dude, that's pretty. It was pretty funny if you pay attention to it. Yes. You know, so they start talking, and there's some general who like reminded me of. So Brocheat or Brochacho, whatever you want to call him.
Brocheat is talking to General.
I use him as the bad guy.
Yeah,
right.
He's speaking in this super deep voice.
But it was so funny because like I watched this and it reminded me of the movie Commando. Like I really thought that Brocheat was like the Arnold Schwarzenegger, like he retired, you know, and then the commander hits him up and is like, "Hey, we have one more mission for you." And he's like, "I'm retired, boss." And he's like, "But we need you," you know? And so then like it really felt like Brocheat was just a retired military person or whatever. And then he made that funny ass comment where the general guy was like, "We sent our best agent over there and, you know, he died. He never came back." And then Brocheat is like, "Well, that's what your problem is. He wasn't your top agent." And then the general's like, "You son of a bitch, I'm in." And then you realize that Brocheat had just agreed to do the mission. But it's even more fucked up. But he's like, "This is important to us. This is our drinking water." And you're like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that 100% of deaths of people from dehydration is because they didn't drink water. You know? He's like, "This is our drinking water for our planet. You have no idea how important this mission is." No, I do. I'm not even on that planet, and I knew how important that mission was.
Yeah, it's a very important mission because basically the Kameen wasted their drinking water, and now they have none.
Yeah, one time I had food poisoning, and my wife had food poisoning, and she didn't know I had it. And so she texted me. She's like, "Can you go to the store and get it?" And I was like, "Sorry, babe, I'm at a commission." So then I text my brother, and I was like, "Brother, this is the most important mission you need to go on. You need to go get us some fucking Powerade and everything that you can because I can't get off the couch." Like, I think I, you know, lost so many percentage of my skin color. Dude, yeah. So he made that comment like,
melanin.
"I'm your best agent." And he's like, "So you're saying there's a chance?" Yeah. I like that one, dude. But even before all this,
it was a good back and forth. Yeah,
I want to make a very specific comment about it. Like their makeup in this movie was fucking nuts, man.
Top notch.
Like nuts. Like you would not like the makeup in it was super awesome. Yeah. So then after that, let's see. It still made me think of Commando because then all of a sudden it cuts to the cabin in the woods. And I was like, oh, dude, that's Bro Cheats' house for sure. But it wasn't. They got me again.
Then we see Locke and Cac. They're supposed to be a couple talking about her, and Cac is complaining about the lack of water, and he's tired of drinking Zod.
Well, she's like, how much dew did you collect? And he collected a bunch of dew, right?
Yeah.
And then she's like, well, we can't drink it. It's only for special occasions. And I was like, what? What? That's disgusting. And then she's like, just bring the Zod. And I was like, God, dude, so gross.
Yeah, because I saw those buckets that she's carrying, and it's like, it just looks like dirt water, which, I mean, I wouldn't be excited to drink that either.
I mean, go on Naked and Afraid, man. Boil it. God damn it. You don't have coal on that land?
Apparently
Get
not.
that Zod, boil it, make some Kool-Aid, man. All right? God gives you, or not God, Chalk gives you Zod. You make Zod lemonade.
Chalk, damn it.
Chalk.
Yeah.
Chalk, I'd like to point out, is God.
Yes.
In this language, by the way.
This language, yes.
Yeah.
But so then they hear like a fight or like a laser fight going on because they all have laser guns in this like these little laser pistols in this world, and they run out to like this barn area or like this eating area. Yeah.
and that too.
That's Prefect Lucan is like shot dead on the ground next to like a camine.
My God, this drink is so stiff. Just throwing that out there so everybody knows what's going on. She's like anyways. Yeah. So at first it was kind of hard to tell the difference between a camine and a lock-in.
Yeah.
But so the lock-in was protecting the barn, and he blasts the camine, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But while he did that, did he get blasted too? Because all of a sudden there is, no exaggeration, gallons of blood just coming out of his sternum.
There's so much fruit punch.
Dude, so much that he was getting, and you're just like, damn, he's going to die any second now. But he lived for a while to talk about, and it was the whole thing. They did the whole thing where he's like, come in closer. Let me tell you something. The most important thing that you need to do is to remember to.
Yeah, he's like,
he dies, and you're just
like find the water of the Rokai or whatever. I can't think of the name of it right now, but the Rokai and this little vial, and he's like, but whatever you do, don't. And he's like, that's the thing is like we know what he's about to say because we were told in the what is it in the voiceover, but he was basically about to tell them, don't use all of it, whatever you do.
Oh yeah, they said that if you use all of it, then wouldn't it flood your world or something like that?
It would flood your world.
Yeah, and they said just one drop of it does the stuff. Like in the beginning of them, it talks about one drop of it and everything like that, right? And so then, like Anthony, I'm sorry, and like you could do it to me, okay? Like both of us, we have some pretty decent manners, I obviously have better manners than you, but no, if I'm ever dying, and I was like, Anthony, come here, you can cut me off and be like, Brian, just get to the point. Like, I was like, Anthony, I have something important to tell you. But remember last week when we saw that funny thing and we were laughing? Well, anyways, this is the most important part I need to tell you. Say, Brian, just skip it, man.
Yeah,
get to the point, bro. Because I've seen enough movies where you talk and talk and talk, and then you die right before you tell me the last one. I was like, Anthony, the killer was...
Or just lead with the most important thing. And then if you still have time...
Then tell that funny story before you die.
Then you can tell your funny story before you die.
Yeah. Like, oh, did you see my legs kick? oh, but then it'd be really awkward if I was like, I thought I was going to die after that. You know, if I was like, Anthony, that time I borrowed $20, it wasn't for my electricity bill. I went and gambled it at a penny machine. And then I pretend I was going to die, but then I didn't. I'd be like, shit. Now Anthony knows my deepest, darkest secret. You know? So then what was even more fucked up is he tells them, he's like, promise me that you'll protect the vial. Promise me that you'll do this and this. And they're like, we promise you. And then Cack or Cock, whatever, gets killed right there. And you're just like, oh, already broke his promise. So,
because then, like, I was confused. Was that the prefect or was that the guy next to him, the Kameen that wakes up and, like, shoots him?
I think the Kameen wakes up and blasts him.
Yeah, and blasts Cack, and Cack is dead.
Yeah. And she's like, all right, well, you're not fulfilling your promise that good, you know? Yeah. And so then they start the journey, or she starts the journey. Locke is her name.
Locke, yes.
She starts the journey, but then she starts talking about, oh, if I can get the vial, I can bring my husband back to life. And you're just like, wait a second, I thought the vial was just to bring water to your planet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they're like, nope, guess what? This vial could do everything. You have ED? Not anymore.
Use vial.
You're trying to lose 30 pounds before the holiday? Boom. Take this vial. Dude. Yeah. So she's like, I'm going to start this journey through the desert looking for this vial because she also thinks that's going to bring her husband back to life, where apparently it might, right?
I mean, that's what they seem to kind of say, but I mean, we'll get to whether or not that really pays off.
It turns into a Pet Cemetery.
A bit, yeah.
He's so messed up.
It's safe to say that nobody is truly dead.
It's safe to say that nobody is truly alive either.
Yeah.
So then
we're all in limbo.
So we're all there at Beetlejuice's. Don't say it anymore, otherwise he'll come. But we're all in that waiting room, right? So, Bro Chacho's jet or spaceship lands, right?
Yeah. So Bro Cheat lands, and he gets
she's
out.
Like, oh, and she, you know, tries to sneak up on him.
Well, yeah.
Not tries to. She does sneak up on him.
For a guy that's supposed to be the best warrior of all the Kameen, he takes 3 steps out of the ship, and then he's like, "Oh, it's cool, Gyri, come out now." His little cat, like alien thing.
Yeah,
like,
but
and then
at the same time they're in the desert.
Yeah.
So, Anthony, if I was like, Anthony, meet me right there on the corner of what the hell, Cactus and Fort Apache. We're gonna play hide and go seek. You'd be like, Brian, what the hell are you talking about, man? There's literally, it's just flat desert.
Yeah.
And she circles around and she finds him and she's like, blocka. And she fucking bucks him, dude.
She gets his arm,
right?
Like wings him. And then the Dweller shows up, which the first thought I had about this Dweller, it's like, do you remember the original show Land of the Lost?
Mm-hmm.
Like the Slee Stacks?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
It looks like a Slee Stack on steroids. It's got the same kind of face, but it's like huge.
Yeah, it again goes back, like, I don't know what their budget was, but their makeup and their designs were just ridiculous, dude. They were fucking super cool, man. You know, like that Dweller costume, it looked like he should be in like some kind of video game. He looks like kind of like recently they redid the Ninja Turtles, where they had the big heads like that and the skinny arms, but then their muscles were right there. Like it like I said, like the makeup, the effects in this movie were fucking top notch, man. I can't say that enough, dude. Like it was awesome, everything like that. But then she blasts that dude, And then what? The Dweller comes and grabs him, and you're just like, oh
well, he like wails on him before he grabs him.
Yeah, he like started beating his ass like fucking Hulk and Loki.
Yeah,
just and you're just like, oh, so much for looks like you failed the mission twice. So she she goes into his spaceship and she's looking around and she sees Guy Ree, right? And Guy Ree bites the shit out of her arm.
Oh yeah.
Guy Ree clearly is part shark if you look at that thing's teeth.
Yes.
It looks like a cat with like shark teeth and I don't know. But again, just I don't want to say gross looking things, but pretty intense.
Yeah, pretty intense. Not the prettiest. I mean,
you know,
we haven't been told the powers that Guy Ree has yet, have we?
I think that at the very beginning.
Oh yeah, they did.
When he's like, "I need you, Guy Ree, for your healing powers," and you're like,
because he's like,
"Is that your emotional support?" Freak?
He's a preesh, or I think that's what they said.
A peesh. I think it's a peesh.
A peesh, basically, like some type of animal with healing powers. So he, like, we'll get to the healing because that.
Yeah, we'll get to the healing powers because I would personally not be healed.
Let me die.
As a cat owner, I feel like I would rather have the beach home remedy of being stung by a fucking jellyfish.
Yeah.
To have the peesh power of being. Yeah. You know? But
yeah,
it's also like, yeah, I guess we'll get to when we wrap it up, you know, if I don't forget. But yeah, so then what? She gets bit the shit out of.
Yeah.
And then the Dweller goes into the ship and then fucking murders her too. And you're just like, well, I guess that's the end of the movie because neither one of you fulfilled your promise. Like, you guys don't make a fucking promise if you can't keep it, man. Like, it's been less than, 90 minutes? And they both are fucking dead now.
Well,
you're just like, oh, well, that sucks. Like, if I was like, Anthony, if you're just like, Brian, I'm on my deathbed. I want you to dunk an 11-foot rim tomorrow. I'd be like, I promise, Anthony, I'm going to do it. Anthony, I'm not going to do it. Like, I'm sorry. There's something that I cannot fulfill. You know?
Yeah.
You're like, I promise I won't let you down. And you'll be like, for real, Brian, I'm going to be watching from above. I need you to dunk for me. I'll be like, oh, no, because then I'm a piece of shit for lying to you while you're on your deathbed after you got shot by a Karen or Carmine, you know?
Yeah. So then we find, I think this is the point where we find that Brocheat is alive.
Yeah, he's not dead.
Chained up on the ship. And
in fact, they're just chained up in a bathroom.
It's like a bathroom, right? Yeah.
Yeah. She isn't dead either.
No.
They tricked us again. So she's not dead. He's not dead. They're both just locked up in a bathroom like the movie Saw. And then, what do you call it? And then they start fighting and arguing as if they know each other about the pet. He's like, where's Peach? And then he starts like crying about Peach.
Well, yeah, because then the Dweller brings them some kind of animal that looks like Guy Ree, and they're meant to think that Guy Ree is dead, and they have to eat Guy Ree to live.
Oh yeah, because he brings in that animal that is the same size of Guy Ree, but it's chopped in half, like how would you say it's chopped in half? It's chopped in half, what, vertically?
It's like straight in the line. Yeah. Like through the head. Yeah.
Yeah. And so then he's like, eat it. Well, the Dweller doesn't speak, but the Dweller's looking at him and he like signs to him, like, eat this shit. And it's like not even cooked or anything like that.
No, it's just raw.
Yeah. Hilarious, dude. And he's like, you will eat this.
So, but this part was really one of my favorite parts because I do feel like one of the pitfalls of an alien world kind of movie where there's no humans is that it's hard for people to relate. And so the strength of this movie is we get this nice, I want to say like 20-minute little chunk here where they go back and forth and they talk about all the things that, you know, that the Lokine went through, that the Kameen went through, that, you know, like affected them personally. And like, we actually get to know them.
Yeah. Because they start talking.
We're watching alien people.
Yeah. So then they start talking about, you know, like, dude, like the names on here, like that. I mean, they're funny names and they put a ton of thought into them. Hope maybe. Mm-hmm. Well, if they didn't, well, it's like, get your goddamn Scrabble board and fucking throw out some letters, and that's it, you know? So, but they start talking about how the Lokine, or, you know, and I'm sorry, like, the director's going to be like, look, you nerds, this is how it's pronounced, you know? But they start talking to each other about how they were at war and they sent them to that planet so they could die, but then Brocheat is talking about how, no, you guys did it to yourself. And then she talks about Peesh, or Gyri, I mean. Gyri is the Peesh, the healer animal.
Yeah.
And she's like, you took all of the Peesh with you, so all of our fucking people have died now. And he's like, they want to be with us. They're our pets. And she's like, no, bitch, you feed them. And that's why they're with you.
But yeah, I mean, so it's a really good back and forth that goes on here, and you get to see like the depth of the hatred.
Yeah, and for no reason, you know. And so then it made it seem like they knew each other, but really they just fucking saw their fucked up shaped heads, and they knew that like they're just a bunch of racist aliens.
Yeah,
like, that's all it was. He's like, oh, you're you're Kyrie, this, you're this, or you know.
Yeah, like this is like the Hatfields and the McCoys, and at this point, it's kind of like, well, we're like, I hate you because I'm supposed to hate you, like, but the thing that made us hate each other happened like over 100 years ago or more.
Yeah, but we haven't come up with the name yet, so we haven't said that yet, but we'll get to that. Okay, but she starts again. They're arguing, and then it finally comes to a point where they, you know, are being civil with each other and everything like that. And she's like, look what I got. And she pulls out the ninja scroll. And he's like, you don't have that. And she's like, guess what? Now I do, bitch. You know? And so now she asks the bad guy, hey, I need some help, man. She's like, because my husband was murdered and all this stuff. And so I need help. And so they kind of start coming up with a compromise for each other.
Yeah.
Like, hey, and so that's when she tells him, hey, my husband died and I need your help because of this.
Oh, yeah. And so they're kind of playing like, let's make a deal. And they're more or less, you know, like, she's like, I'll help you, or you help me, help my husband live. We'll get you back to Gyri. And
and then what? She agreed finally to, again, broke her promise. She just agreed to give him the vial if she can just have one drop of it.
Yeah, she just wants one drop to save her husband.
Yeah. So then they're like, all right, let's do this. Then he fucking asks for her name, finally, after you guys have been chained up in the bathroom together for, I don't know, however long, 2 or 3 meals by now. And so she's like, my name is Locke. And he loses his shit. Like, he's like, how dare you have that name? That's a fucking Kameen name. Mm-hmm. And was so pissed. Locke? Really?
Well, I kind of feel like this is just one of those extensions of, you know, like this tribalist thought that like only I am allowed to have something because it sounds like it came from my culture.
Yeah, well, that guy's an idiot. It's like the same people who's like, Caucasian women can't have dreads.
Yeah, they can.
All right. Well, there you go.
It looks weird, but they can.
Yeah. You know, like that's the thing. That it's just so he gets so pissed and offended, and then she's like, "Guess what, bitch? I was adopted." And he's like, "Oh, okay. Well, then, you know, maybe you should start with that. Like, hi, my name's Brian. I was adopted. My name, or hi, hi, I was adopted. My name's Brian. What?
You know, because all adopted people are proud of being adopted, and it is not a scar on their life whatsoever.
Right? Right. There's like, hi, introduce yourself. Hi, I was adopted. Wait for applause. Hi, my name is Brian with a B. They'll be like, what the hell? Why'd you start out? Like, I'd start murmuring, be like, murmur, 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 murmur. Like, what? You didn't start the conversation with that?
Yeah.
You know, like, that's fucked up. And then at this point, now they've started to say, quote, curse words.
Yeah. They
right?
keep saying a lot of chalks.
Bullock is, I'm assuming, bullshit.
Yeah.
You know? And like, oh, that's Bullock. You know? And so, like, yeah. So they come up with a plan to try to wake up the dweller, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so she starts taking, like, I'm with her on this one. I support her decision. She started grabbing, like, fucking animal femur bones. Femur bones are pretty big.
Yeah.
Right? She threw it and was hitting the dweller asleep, like, not on a bed, just on the fucking metal grate on the ground.
I don't know.
That's probably why he looks like that, man. When was the last time he had a good night's sleep?
I know.
You know?
Need a Sealy Serta.
Brought to you. You know? So they start grabbing femur bones and starts throwing at him, and he doesn't wake up. And so then Broseph is like, you got to get something bigger. And grabs what? Like the fucking liver? Like,
yeah. No, it's a heart. He chucks a heart at the dweller.
Yeah. So and then that wakes the dweller up, right? And so then the dweller gets hella pissed and fucking murders him again. Oh, fucking kills Bro Cheech. Dude. I'm
telling you, like, this Bro Cheat guy has 9 lives.
Dude,
like,
this Bro Cheat guy, how was he? Like, it's one of those things where, like, I would move to the world Carmine or Cayman, whatever the fuck that world was called, because I'm tougher than him. You know? Like, what the hell, man? So he gets murdered, and she goes and finds Guy Ree, like the Peach, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, she goes and gets Guy Ree. And then
wait, no, she doesn't. Guy Ree escapes, and she finds Guy Ree. Yeah, Guy Ree escapes.
She's about to take Guy Ree back to what is it? Back to go bury Bro Cheat.
Well, Guy Ree escapes, and then she is on the run because I think the dweller's chasing after her, right?
Yeah.
And
but
so
she's also looking for the vial too.
Yeah, and so then, as you should, when a killer is chasing you, you should take a nap right in the middle of the desert.
Right on a tree. Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah. So she falls asleep next to the tree. Well, she sits down and she starts giving herself stitches, right? And then right after she gives herself stitches, the fucking piece bites her again. And you're like, God damn. Like, come on, man. Yeah. So then, finally, this was your favorite part. Fucking Guy Ree shows this fucking healing capabilities.
God. All over her arm.
He, like, it was fucked up. Like, the whole, it was doing the whole gagging like a cat does of,
like a hairball.
A hairball. And then it just spits up this green bile. And it's like, hula. And then it's like, hold on, I got some more. Hula. Oh, it's not good. And she's probably like, no, my arm's healed. He's like, no, hold on. I know I got some more deep down inside me, you know? Yeah. You know? And so then she's like, oh, she finds a cat to heal her so that way she can go and continue looking for the vial. Right? Yeah. So she does that dumb comment, like, well, I guess, does she already come up with a plan with Guy Ree? Like, hey, help me get the vial, and I'll bring you to your dead owner type of thing. Because Guy Ree also speaks English or whatever the fuck they're speaking.
Because apparently he's able to talk to her and him.
Bullock. Yeah. So that's some yeah. So what happens? I
think at this point, then we find out that Brocheet's actually alive.
No. Oh wait,
yeah. But he wakes up pissed off.
Well, yeah, he wakes up pissed off because the fucking Dweller is still eating him. The Dweller starts to eat him.
Yeah.
He's like, what the hell? So then the Dweller takes his head and smashes it against the fucking wall and kills him again.
Oh my God.
You're like, God damn, bro, Cheech. You know? But at this point in the movie, like, I was thinking, like, you know what, Anthony? Stitches and the healing power of a Peach, those can heal you if you're alive. Because your body will rejuvenate skin and blood cells and everything like that. However, healing your arm versus bringing a dead body back to life, I don't think those are the same. I don't think those are the same.
I mean, which what is it? Which Brocheet tries to warn her that, you know, bringing somebody back to life, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah. See, like, I even started thinking that, but then I was like, I hope it fucking turns into Pet Cemetery. You know? Geez.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then Brocheet is starting to be eaten by the Dweller, and then finally Brocheet does something with his life and he kills the Dweller. Mm-hmm. And then he starts thinking, like, you know, he's looking around and she's gone, and he's like, oh, she cheated me and blah 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 blah. And he's so pissed. And again, one of those ones, if you pay attention, so I don't know if it was on purpose, and hopefully we talk to this guy, but so funny when he killed the Dweller. Did you notice that he was like leaning up against a wall, and when he stood up, it was a perfect outline of his body in blood on the wall because all the blood sprayed on him when he was protecting the wall, and then he stood up, and you're just like, damn. That's legit, man. Like, hopefully they did that in one take. And they're not like, God damn it, scrub the wall again. We gotta do it again. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
now they're headed back to Brocheet. Brocheet's headed for them, and they eventually meet up. And
yeah, but at this point, there's those little goddamn plants that look like aloe plants with fingers.
Yeah, those big, like, tentacle plant things.
Even the small ones. Like, just watching the movie, like, hey, those things are fucking stupid. Don't fuck with them. Right?
But she's got to go to different ones to try to find the vial, basically.
No. She just found the most biggest fucking plant, and right in the palm of it was the vial. So guess what? I know. Don't go into the center of it because it's going to fucking Venus flytrap you.
Yes.
And then guess what happened? She got fucking Venus flytrapped when she went into the center of that gross ass plant to get the vial. Really? You don't fucking say. You know? And so then she gets the vial, and it does look like the container from Waterboy, the glacier water.
It looks like the glacier water, yeah.
Well, I wonder what would happen if she drank it. You know, she's like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm thirsty.
I'm not going to say it, but yeah.
She just instantly starts pissing out of every orifice in her body. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then what? Oh, wait. We forgot. She tells Guy Ree, stay here. Get some rest. I'm going to go. That seems weird. So then, she goes, she finds the vial. then she comes back and finds Gyrie. And when she sits down, like, again, that vial must not be that important because when you sat down, it fell out of your pocket. Like, wouldn't you protect that fucking thing with every ounce of your being?
Because she sits down on the tree and falls asleep, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and then Kyrie, I keep thinking Kyrie Irving. Gyrie gets so pissed, like, you fucking found the vial? I thought you were going to bring me to Brochacho. And she's like, I promise, I'm going to go find Brochacho. And then I think, is that what she told that Brochacho was dead? Or I can't remember.
Well, yeah, then she's like,
they were going to the body of him.
We're going to go to the body and we're going to bury him.
Mm-hmm. And so at that point, Brochacho finds them somehow because in the middle of a desert, Anthony, if I was like, okay, Anthony, close your eyes and count to 100, you would not know which way I ran, north, south, east, or west.
No.
You know? And see, now I have a couple hours on you because, you know. So he sees Gyrie and he's like, Gyrie, come here. Hey, and she still is asleep. So she is the most, heavy sleeper in the galaxy, you know, because she doesn't hear him walking up on her, and she doesn't hear him talking to Gyrie, and doesn't hear him walking up on her, and then he grabs her gun from her, and then finally she's like, hey, and wakes up. Right?
Yeah.
So then, she confessed to Gyrie that she thinks that they can be friends and that he felt like sorrow for what they had been through and everything like that, and they think they could be, you know. So the tides have turned. Mm-hmm. Now the turntables have turned, you know.
Yeah.
And so she's like all ready to be friends with, you know, everything. And she was holding up her side of the bargain and everything like that. And she tells, you know, and so when she gets woken up, he's all pissed off at her, like, oh, I should never trust you.
But then he, like, blasts her in the kneecap.
Fucking, that was a beautiful scene. That was so fucked up.
Yeah. Like,
so fucked up. Like, there's so many movies. It reminded me of the Chappelle Show, where he's like, you want this bankroll? You got to get this bankroll, Naiia. And he grabbed that bankroll, and so Leonard Washington just pointed the gun down at his knee and blasted him right then and there, straight up in the knee. Dude, he had no hesitation at all and fucking bucked her right in the kneecap, man.
But then he tells her that you only get one healing, so now she's got to walk on a bum kneecap.
Not a bum kneecap, a shot knee.
Yeah,
bum. See, again, if you were playing basketball and you twisted your knee, that's 100% different than catching a fucking slug to your knee.
But now she's going to walk all the way back and
through the desert,
which
no water.
If you have to follow her, this is going to take forever. So why not just heal her?
Right? I'd be like, all right, goddammit, could you?
Like, we got to speed this up.
Yeah. You know, you're going to lose blood. You're going to die. So then finally, they make it back to the husband's dead body. Yeah. And the cat starts licking on him. And it's like, all right, you know what? Let's bring him back to life. And so they were able to bring the husband back to life. Probably smelled like shit because he's been in the middle of a fucking desert.
I mean,
and they look like fish.
Yeah.
You know? But it just so happens, too, that the dweller is alive.
Well, yeah.
Wait. There's that. We forgot. There's a fucking hilarious scene where she's like, I thought that you were dead. She's like, I listened to your heart. And he's like, Kamins don't have hearts. We just contract and expand our arteries.
Yeah. And
you're like, what the fuck? So what pumps your blood?
If I'm not a Kamin, how am I to know this?
Dude, that was it reminded like Dwight Schrute. He's like, I can contract and expand my veins, so it's harder to take blood. You know? Like that. He's like, we don't have hearts, you stupid idiot. You're like, oh, okay, well, I'm sorry that I tried to make sure that you were alive.
Well, yeah, because like, I didn't know that.
No. We just do this with our veins. And like, I'd be like, okay, all right, well, fuck.
All right, well,
I guess you got me.
That's cool. Just like maybe say something next time.
Right.
A little bit of communication.
Yep. So then somehow the dweller finds all of them. Right. Yeah, and then there's the big ass fight scene
with the dweller. Yeah.
With the dweller. And then finally, goddamn, they blow the dweller's head off. And he is finally out of the question, hopefully.
He's dead. At this point.
The cat,
starts licking
ejaculated on him, and he fucking came back to life twice as strong.
Just vomits on his neck stump.
He grows a second head. So then, after the husband woke up, she's like, "Hey, guess what, babe? I found the vial." He's like, "Hell yeah. We're going to be fucking rich, or we're going to have water. I'm not going to have to eat this disgusting Zod." You ever had Zod soup?
But then, like, she has to tell him, "I made a deal that we bring you back to life and they get the vial." And then he gets pissed about the deal, but he's like, "I guess I have to honor this deal."
Yeah. And so then...
Oh, yeah. Then they start, like, fighting over the vial.
And they start fighting over the vial because he thinks it's fucking elementary school rules where...
Finders
keepers. Like, he's sitting there and he drops the vial and he's like, "Oh, I found it." And he's like, "You literally just saw me drop it when we were fighting that monster." Like,
yeah. But then...
And so...
Then he does...
Hold on. Wait.
Don't say it yet? Okay.
That's what I'm asking. Are we going to say it? Are we going to do the spoiler it for him?
We could say it, because this part's pretty badass.
All right. And then we can say the PSA for it, too.
Yeah. So, if you are going to watch this movie...
Turn it off now.
Pause us, watch the movie, and then come back.
Mm-hmm.
Because I assure you, this part is pretty cool. And
we will count to 3, and then you need to turn us off, watch the rest of the movie, and then come and turn us back on.
All right. 3,
1, 2, 3.
2, 1. All right.
Yeah.
Well, so now that you have watched the movie, if you wish to watch the movie,
welcome back.
Or you're one of those people who enjoys having endings ruined for you, which those people exist too. I'm one of them. It's okay.
If somebody would have told me how the series Lost ended, I would have thanked them and been like, "Thank you. I didn't need to watch the last 8 seasons."
I'm good.
Yeah.
But okay. So then he's like, "Well, if we can't have the vial, then nobody can have the vial." And he does the thing that the prefect said. What?
I don't think he said that. I thought that he said, since the vial's here, we're going to save our planet and fuck you and your planet.
Oh, yeah. And the thing the prefect was supposed to say was, "Don't use the entire vial." Because
if one... And like, even if you start thinking about at the beginning of the movie, where they were saying like 1 drop of water brings back rivers and ponds and lakes.
Yeah.
And so this dipshit pours out
the entire thing.
I wouldn't even say the entire thing. He poured out probably like at least 70-80% of it.
Yeah.
And because he did that, the wife is like, "You fucking idiot." She's like, "Guess what? It doesn't bring back..." She said life. She said it brings back everything that was alive.
Yes.
And so then it brings back a ton of those goddamn...
The giant green plants.
Finger aloes.
This one is like the Super Hulk one, and it starts wrapping them up and like...
Dude.
I want to say it pops her head off, right?
Well, that was after. She was the last one to die.
Okay, yeah.
They grab the husband and stab it through his head and like squeeze him. And then I think that even though Bro Chacho was dead, I think it did something to him. And then it fades out and it fades back in, and she's decapitated.
She's decapitated. Did you watch after the credits?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So there's the aloe thing keeps going, and it like snapped the ship in half.
But
we get the video
general
message from the general. And he's like weak and tired, and
oh, I'm so thirsty.
Bring us the water. We're dying. And then he
yeah, man,
just like slumps over on his general desk.
Well, my wife and I lived in Shanghai for a while, and I'm not a huge beer drinker. You know, I wouldn't consider myself a beer drinker at all. Yeah. You know, I'll have a beer every once in a while, but the filtration in China isn't the same. So you can't have cold beverages. You know, if you buy bottled water and then put it into the freezer, you can have ice that way, you know. So when you go out to dinner, you either have boiling tea or beer. So we went to a zoo one time when we first got there. We're like, all right, it's lunchtime. And so we had like ramen, basically like udon noodles. I know it's Japanese, ramen's Japanese, but anyways, we had soup. And then they literally gave me a 40 ounce of Budweiser for lunch.
Wow.
I was like, so you want me to drink a 40 for lunch, a 40 and soup, and then we're going to go look at all the animals? Like, it's kind of fucked up, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what it was. Like, he's like, oh, Prochnau, hurry up, come back. He's like, we've just been drinking beer nonstop since you've been gone. We have no more water. Like, and then the fucking monster grabs the ship, and again, the effects on it blew that bitch up.
Yeah, that went off like that the sparks everywhere. That was pretty badass.
Yeah, so then here comes the PSA. Don't be a dipshit. Because of fucking Cock right there, whatever the fuck his name was, because of that piece of shit and him being insecure about everything and blah 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 blah, he single-handedly wiped out 2 worlds. Because of him, the world that he was on is now engulfed in those big-ass aloe finger plants. And then on top of that, the Kameen world, now Brochacho doesn't get to go back with the water. So everybody on Kameen world or whatever is now dead because they are dehydrated, you know?
Yeah. Which, okay, so this does have, like, just, like, I really did enjoy this movie. I thought it was great. I thought the effects were awesome. The gore was, like every shot looks horrific.
Yeah, like, it was all jacked up. You know, like, I did like the movie because I don't even know what the rating on this movie was. But the fact that, you know, there wasn't any curse words. The gore, it was pretty all right. It was okay, you know. But I 100% will watch this again with my kid, you know, when he's not grounded. So I'll 100% watch it with my kid because it was decent enough for adults to watch it and everything like that. And then it has a story where you can, like, it was just fun to watch. The makeup was good. It was solid, stuff like that. And then, yeah, like, it was, you know, there's not cursing. There's people that die, but they're aliens. So, you know, who cares, you know?
But yeah, it was, I mean, it was really fun. I thought that this is one of those movies that kind of takes you back to the days of the original sci-fi stuff. And it's like, it is a bit of a ride. It kind of takes you back a little bit.
That was fun. So if you have kids or anything like that, I mean, maybe we should have said this at the beginning of the movie or at the beginning of the episode. It's like, this movie, I wouldn't have a problem with it watching it with my kid, and my kid's 10.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think you'd have a problem watching with your kid.
No.
You know, because, like, there is death in it, but it's not super gross or super gory or anything like that. And, you know, Like this would be easy, like a decent movie to watch with the family.
Yeah,
you know,
it's super fun. It's, I mean, it does everything that it needs to do to be accessible sci-fi, and not and still appeal to the person who enjoys sci-fi on a regular basis. So it kind of rides that line really well.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Oh yeah. Before we go, I should say check out our subscriber channel and all of our subscriber episodes, which we have many to see, or many for you to listen to, and I think the latest was The Fast and the Furious.
Damn. Too fast. Nope.
No, not yet.
I don't know what that movie's about. I really have no idea. I'm not even exaggerating. I have no idea. So maybe number 2, if we ever do that, would bring me back into, not back in, would bring me in for the first time to thinking that franchise was, I don't even, like, okay-ish.
Yeah.
I guess back in the day, like the cars might have been cool, but now I'm looking at it, I was like, dude, those are like regular cars, man.
Regular cars.
Kids in my high school had fucking cooler looking cars than that.
Yeah.
But anyways, god damn it, Anthony. Fucking bringing that up every goddamn. So, but no, like I said, it was good. It was fun. Like people might get mad at me, but I think you can watch it with your kids.
Yeah.
Not Fast and Furious. No,
yeah,
fuck no.
Yeah.
Alien Planet. Do not watch Fast and Furious.
Yeah, no, you could definitely watch Alien Planet with your kid. I mean, because
before you watch Fast and Furious with your kid,
it's not really human violence, so it kind of makes it easier to handle.
Right.
But yeah, all right. Well, thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.
Yeah, thank you.